Howdy YouTube. Happy Easter wherever you're at. I am smoking out of my new cob I made. It's a kind of an egg-shaped uh, bowl with a bamboo stem and a bent Danish bit from ristacob.com. Just making a short little video here. Just kind of show you, I swear this will be the last weather video. After a couple of days, just like all that snow is almost gone already. And it's pretty crazy. That's just how it is here. And who knows, a few days down the road, maybe we'll get dumped on with another foot of snow or something. But it looks like it's going to stay warm. But I'm also going to give you a tip for if you cobfoolery guys are going to enter as far as bending these bits, these Danish bits. I know Scott did a video, I think yesterday about it, but so stay tuned and we'll get to it. Okay, now we're here in the van, so I'm going to have my hands free to kind of show you. But anyways, if you want a closer look, there it is. It's the first bamboo stem I've ever done on a cob. And this is actually was Fifth Avenue or George Washington. It's the cheaper one that comes on the card. That's kind of more yellow and just kind of shaped it out. And did the bent stem on it. And if you guys ever want to get a closer look at a pipe, I actually left the bottom so people can actually see it is a corn cob. If you ever want to get a closer look at any of the pipes I make that come up on my channel, just check out my Instagram. It should be under Badger Piper. And I usually have photos of all the pipes I make that I feature on the channel if you ever want a closer look at them. So anyways. Now, Scott did post a video, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, about bending these stems, or these bits, however you want to say it. And he also had done one, you have to go back in his archives, and he has one about doing it on this method. It's more of a step-by-step, which I'm just going to kind of show you what I did, and not actually show you the steps as I'm doing it. He talks about bending the method using the microwave and some hot water, and that's the method I use whenever I bend any of my stems. It's just easier for me. But basically what you're going to do is, so for this purpose I got a Danish bit. And here is how I do it. Now, the bend on here is that's a pretty severe bend. And if you were to just get a bowl of water and heat it up and then bend it without anything inside, you would just actually collapse it and it would be shot. But what I do is I'll get a pipe cleaners. Now you're going to want to use the tampered ones, and there's a reason for that, and I'll show you in a bit here. So we're going to shove that in there. Just not, leave a little bit, just a little bit out of the end of the bit. You're going to take another one, you're going to shove that one in there. Just have that stick out a bit. Now when I did this one, I put in 3. You might be able to get 4 in there. But 3 gets pretty tight. So it's going to look like this. Then you're going to want to take all the ends, the smaller tapered ends that you have coming out from the top, just pull it back a little bit. About there. So you got maybe a ½ inch or so sticking out. And the majority of them are here. Now with your fat ends down here, you're going to want to give them a twist. Just the end, about maybe a good 1/4 inch of the end. And then bend it up like an L. Okay. Now here's the reason for the tapered pipe cleaners. It's because essentially what we're going to do here is take this end and start pulling the thicker ends through. Like that. So now that makes a stop so you don't actually tug it all the way through. And the reason we want to taper one is because you get like that wedge kind of effect where there's the small tapers coming out of here, and as you pull it, then they get wider and wider and wider, so you can really fill up this area. I know some people will just use just one pipe cleaner, because this is essentially, these pipe cleaners are going to be what keeps this from collapsing when you try and bend it, so it don't just the hollow part in the middle don't just close up on you. If I wasn't doing such a severe bend like I'm doing, on here, to go from this to this, if I wasn't let's say this was a straight Danish bit and I just wanted to put this patent Aristocob bend on here, then you could probably get away with maybe one pipe cleaner because you're just giving it a little bend. So now you got to this point, you're going to want to fill a microwave safe bowl. I use a Pyrex measuring cup, dish, bowl thing, and put water in there and drop this in there. I've never had a problem with it sparking, even though there is metal inside these pipe cleaners. I've never had a problem with it sparking in the microwave, which made me a little leery to try this the first time. And then just warm up the water in increments. Don't go balls out and just nuke this thing for like 5 minutes, okay? So, either start out with a minute, and if that, take it out and kind of get some pot holders and just kind of see how well it flexes. And if it's not, put it in for a little more time. So then after you microwave this and you get it warm so you can actually it's a little more pliable, you're going to take it out, like on that one. So you're going to want some pot holders or something to keep your hands, because obviously it's going to be hot. And then just give it your bend. And you're also going to want to have like a bowl of cold water, and when you get it where you want it, hold it in place and stick that in the cold water. And after that cools down, it'll hold its shape. So that's how I got this bend on here to actually, without it collapsing. Like I said, you can do it with probably just one or two. If you're just trying to do this little bend and you have a straight bit, you can probably just get away with one. Or if you're not doing something severe, maybe one or two. I would still probably put at least 3 in here just for the extra insurance, because the last thing you want is any of this to kind of collapse in or fold, because then that's a whole different bunch of problems, and you're better off just spending the 60 cents and getting a different one. So there's a little tip on bending bits. Like I said, if you want more of a step-by-step instruction on it, you could go to Scott at Aristocob at his YouTube channel. You probably have to go back in the archives a little bit of his videos, and he has one where he just does it right along with you in the kitchen, right by the microwave, so you can actually see the process step by step. So I hope it helps anybody that wants to learn how to bend any of their stems for any of their upcoming cob mods or the cobfoolery contest. I hope you guys do enter. It's fun. Please participate. I don't want, like I said, it's a lot of fun. Just go crazy with it. It's great to see what everybody comes up with. That's why I like the contest. I like to see what other people do. This pipe, however, will not be my cobfoolery contest entry. I actually had a pretty hefty goal for a pipe to make. I had an idea. So this weekend, so that might end up being plan B. We'll see how well that goes. But anyways, I took up enough of your guys' time. Have a great Easter, and stay safe.